back with another Jeep video. And this week, I'm gonna put the wastegate on finally, because I've been putting it off for a long time, because I don't know how to weld pipes together. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a fabricator, I just stick stuff together, make it work. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get the downpipe that I made, or the outpipe I guess, that I made off of the original exhaust manifold. Doesn't look like it's ever been off. So that's gonna be difficult. I'm gonna spare you guys watching me do that because I know it's gonna suck. I don't have a GoPro yet, so camera angles aren't great yet. We're getting there. Just like I said, bear with me a little bit longer. I'm poor, all right? I'm poor. Anyways, I'll go ahead and get that off of there and catch back up with you guys momentarily. Alright, so change of plans. I decided instead of taking off the whole dang thing, I'm just gonna cut a hole in it because I can't get the bolts out and I'm lazy and I'm tired of fighting with it. But I did forget to record part of this already. So what I did is I found this old Volkswagen Jetta muffler that I had cut off from a long time ago on one of my old cars. And I took the exhaust tip off. Where the heck did I put my other piece of pipe? There it is. And I cut the exhaust tip like so with my grinder because I don't have any fancy tools. And then what I'm going to do with this is take this piece, stick it like that. Well, you probably can't see it, but I will show you when it's done. It's going to be right underneath where the pipe is, or the hood dump's going to come out of the turbo. I haven't figured out the rest yet, but I just know that that's pretty much what I'm shooting for, so that's where we're going with that. Alrighty, I will show you guys that when I get it done. Okay, so I got the wastegate on. It was not where I was originally going to put it, I know that, but I think it's gonna work better here. I also didn't have room back here to be able to put the wastegate down in here and then run it up to, you know, where this is gonna be. I only have this pointing this way for the start. It's actually going to be over here, dumped out the fender here. So I'm going to dump it out. I don't know, I just think it looks cool. That's the way I'm gonna do it. But got everything ran. I have this eBay manual boost controller here and it's gonna work phenomenal. I'm sure it's gonna never fail, ever. It's gonna run great. I would start this thing for you guys, but unfortunately I fired it up earlier and, well, I'll just show you. I kinda melted the I know this is red, but it's for the ground. I didn't do it, I promise. Anywho, ground it out on the exhaust down somewhere down here, and kind of shut the whole damn Jeep off. So that was pretty sweet. But yep, I will be getting some footage of this thing out in the woods here shortly for you guys, and I'm actually excited. I can't wait. It's damn near done, and I can't wait to see how long this thing lasts, if it lasts at all. We're gonna find out. What's going on, everyone? Back today with some more stuff to do on the Wrangler. I was digging around, found us a blow-off valve that we're going to throw on here, And I know I got the dump facing straight up right now. It was just so I could start it because I got all the electrical stuff over there. I think I'm gonna have to move this fuse box on the passenger side because I have this pull harness that runs off 2 fuse box. So I gotta figure that part out yet. I really want to put it up inside the cowl for some reason. I don't know if that's possible yet. I have to figure that out. But yeah, and got to do a battery relocation. So cool thing is I've been wanting to rip the rear seat out of this thing so that I can build a platform for my doggy Piper so she can come with me whenever I go out wheeling with this thing and be like comfortable, because that back seat is like this big and that's not big enough for her. So I'm thinking if I go ahead and just incorporate the battery underneath of that platform for her and make that thing removable so that I can get quick, easy access to the battery, I think that is going to be my best option for that. I bought some jumper cables, and that's what I'm going to use to do my battery relocation, because I'm poor and wire is expensive. So we're using some freaking jumper cables. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started on that. I think the first thing I'm going to do is get this cut out right here for the blow-off valve. And then after I get that done, I'll get the blow-off valve plumbed with the vacuum lines and whatnot, and that part will be done. So, let's get to it. I'm not real sure how many of you are familiar with this tool. This is from, I think this one was from Harbor Freight. I know other companies probably make a better version of this. This thing's 4 exhaust pipes, but I'm going to use it for this charge piping. I found that it cuts really nicely on this aluminum. It's kind of like cutting a brake line. If you try cutting it with anything other than like a brake line cutting tool, you're gonna basically create shards of metal inside where it melts. And I mean, you know, if you've done it before, it just doesn't work. You gotta file out the inside of it and it doesn't work. The same thing applies to this aluminum intercooler piping. And I have found over my years of doing this that this thing cuts it perfectly, and I don't have to sit here and file out the inside of it. It might take a little bit longer, but it works better. Just trust me, I'll show you. Maybe it is faster than a grinder, and I just never realized it. I don't know, but anyways, I seriously, that's the way I like doing it. I mean, look at the inside of that. That is cut perfectly. I mean, there's not even, okay, there's a little bit of dust in there, but I mean, I'm just gonna leave it because I don't care. It's a Jeep. It'll eat it. It's good for it. A little bit of dirt never hurt any Jeep, right? I wish I could tell you guys how many times I've had to take things back apart and then film me putting them together because I keep forgetting to do it. It's definitely more times than I can count on my hands. More than 10, I promise. So, I'm gonna go ahead and put the blow-off valve now on for the last time. This will be the 3rd time I've done it now. Alright. So, I moved the downpipe. I got the tray for the battery out and starting to get it into position. So right now I'm just trying to figure out basically how I'm gonna run everything. What I'm thinking I want to do is that if I move the fuse box up a few inches, I can get these wires up and out of the way, and that'll help. That way I don't gotta relocate it into the windshield cowl, so that'll be good. lot less work to do that. All I gotta do is just move it up, bend that a little bit, fold it back down, be done. And then basically my main concern right now is the fact that I gotta get my starter wire off of my exhaust pipe. It's down there. It grounded out, shut the vehicle off, so that's cool. Hopefully it's all good. I'm sure it is. We'll figure it out. Don't be impatient. Learn from my mistakes and my idiocracy. You know. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and move that. I gotta move the alternator wire also, because it's also almost doing the same thing. And then I think I'm gonna have to extend a couple of these wires, so I guess we'll go ahead and do that. Go and move this up first, I think. Get this bracket out of the way and moved. And then the rest will hopefully fall into place. And then the battery relocation. And I think it should be done after that. I mean, well, not done, but like done enough to at least try to drive it through the woods. Alright, see what I can do. So what I got going on now is I'm trying to get the fuse box and the ECU up inside the windshield cowl. Now, this is not gonna sit, it's not gonna sit good anymore. I'm gonna have to probably cut this out. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a box over top of it a little bit so it's still protected from the rain and everything. But I'm gonna make it so it's removable. I'll get to that. You know, I'll film me doing that. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. I just know I'm gonna do it that way. And whenever I get an idea in my head, that's how I do it. So, what I have going on for over here right now is I cut a little notch out here, and I'm going to bring the camera over so you guys can see it in a minute. I cut a notch out right here so I can run my wiring harness up through into the windshield cowl and be able to put the windshield cowl back on there and have everything sit flush. And then, you know, it'll eventually work out really nicely the way that I have it in here. You honestly won't even be able to tell this is here. I cleaned up all this over here. I'm going to get my exhaust dumped out right here. I got a little notch cut out. So far it's not perfect yet, but basically it's going to come out. I changed my mind on the whole fender exit. It's going to come out at the top of the fender, not like in the middle of the fender anymore. And I don't know, I kind of like it a little bit better that way actually, but I'm going to cut it flush, and I'm going to get one of them fancy ring things maybe, I don't know, probably not because I don't know how I'm going to make it work, but anywho, that's where I'll go with it eventually. We'll get to that point, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and work on finishing up, getting this part in. I got to extend a couple more wires. I had to move my starter wire over, and I actually had to get it off of the exhaust, which I finally did, by the way, only because I shorted the car out, you know, because, well, it melted it and shorted it to the exhaust, so, you know, like I said previously, I never claimed to be intelligent, I just claimed to, like, put stuff together, that's all. Alright, but, so, starter wire, it'll reach. I'm thinking I'm going to have to extend the alternator wire because I want to run everything, literally everything through this spot up here, so it's like just right there. And then I'm going to build a little heat shield or something, maybe. I don't know, maybe build something for up there to cover up the wires. But yeah, and then I got to cut a little notch out in the hood too, I think, because I don't think the hood's going to close. But I don't know for sure yet. We got to cross that bridge when we get there. Making some good headway. And then after that, it's just battery relocation. And I think she'll be almost ready to wheel. So what I'm going to do up here, little cheap method I got, I'm going to take this piece of hose here,
cut it with a razor knife off the side, and then we just bend it over and make a nice little piece to go over top of that. I'll do the same thing on the other side. So, like I said, I just took a piece of hose and sliced down the side of it to make this. I had to make this 2 sections because I ran out of hose. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that in case any of you were curious. But now it won't cut it up. So, fancy stuff. High tech for sure. If you're anything like me, you may have this problem where you always seem to start a project but never figure out what you need before you start the project. I do that pretty much every time. So, I always come up with different methods for fixing my sticky situations late at night. Like right now it is 10:04 and I need a lug to go connect this wire to this post. And I don't have one offhand, so I have to make one. And I do that out of some of this brake tubing here. This will work up to, I don't even know, it's pretty big. It'll work for a lot of different stuff, but you just crimp it on one end, smash one end flat, and drill a hole through it, and hope it's big enough. I'll show you when I come back what I mean. What you end up with is this little guy right here. It's not pretty, I'm not gonna claim it is, but it works, and that's what I'm looking for. Stick that thing on there, and it's gonna work great, you know? I mean, what can I really say? Not much than that, not much more than that. So go ahead and run that down there. All right, I'm gonna get these connected. I gotta extend this one. Let me get all these extended real quick, and I'll be back. I don't know. Should I be back, or do you guys want to see me do that stuff? I don't know. Sometimes I think that stuff might be kind of boring, but I'm not really the one watching them. I do watch my videos 100,000 times when I edit them, but you know, that's about it. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Do you want me to keep the parts where I like do the work and just speed it up, or do you want me to just skip past all that? Let me know what you think. Well, I've gotten the majority of the wires ran up to there. I got all the ones that I needed to get lengthened, and then tomorrow I'm gonna come back out here at some point and try to get the back seat ripped out of that thing so I can get the new battery box made. And yeah, that's really all I got for tonight. I'm pretty dang tired. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm gonna put this pipe right here on, and then I'm hitting the sack pretty much after that. Well, I'm gonna go in and get a shower and make some food, and you know, everything you do after you're done in the garage. Everything I do anyways. That's gonna wrap it up for the night. I'm pretty well beat, and I'm ready to go to bed, go eat some food, you know. Alrighty, good night guys, see you later. See you tomorrow.